Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Gay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning, Huntsville. How are y'all today? I didn't know what you wanted me to say.
What? I just want you to stay there.
Well, I'm here.
There you go. See, I just put it on you guys today. Who's this guy next to you?
This is my youngest son, Kyle.
Kyle.
He's moved home, and he is now part of the family business. And I am so grateful.
He's inadvertently part of the Hello Huntsville family business
Yes,
too
he
now
is.
this morning.
Glad to be here.
Kyle, welcome in, brother. What's going on, man? Kyle Curley with us today. What's going on, young man?
Oh, not much. Just coming here to learn more about what everybody does here, starting to get more involved with community things that the businesses and my family's a part of. Just trying to get back into Huntsville. Didn't graduate Huntsville, but I went to Huntsville High School for 3 years and from Huntsville almost all my life, so moved away.
Spent a little bit of time up in Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
Did you come back a Cornhusker?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm a ride or die A&M fan.
Ah, all right. Gig 'em. Did they play this weekend?
I'm not too sure.
See, you're not really ride or die then. That's why I threw that at. No, I'm just kidding.
A lot of businesses happening out on the ranch and the gun range and just ranch work in general. So it's hard to keep up with a lot of this.
No, I know, buddy. And you're a daddy too. Let us know. Can you tell us about your family?
Oh, well, I was working in Nebraska for a different company, and I met my wife, which at the time she wasn't my wife, and we liked each other. And I flew her down for a week to come visit to get to know her better, and it just things hit off. I moved her to Texas for a year. We had our son William. Then decided I needed a change in scenery, and we moved up to Nebraska for a couple of years, and now we just moved back. My son's name's William. He's 3 years old, and he's cute. Looks just like me. It's scary.
I love it. I love it. That's great.
He does look just like him.
Well, and when you came down here, you had to get like mom's approval too, right? I mean, was that part of the package, or it's like,
Well, at first when we told her, she was really upset. Not this mom, but my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Because she spent almost every day for 2 years straight. Being around her grandson, and it was really hard on her. But she was understanding as why we were coming down, and my father-in-law was just as much, a support for us with it.
Well, man, it's good to have you back in H-Town, brother.
Oh, yes, it's good to be back.
I met you guys just a few weeks ago. Y'all came and visited here at first on a Sunday morning, and I said, I know this is good people right here. Because when you're of the blood of this fine lady over here, we know it's good people. So it's so good to have you, man. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us, and looking forward, getting to know you a lot more, Kyle. And we're just, again, so thankful to have you in our community.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. Well, we are here. Welcome in. Welcome in. What is it, like a come one, come all? Is that what they say?
Yeah, Barnum and Bailey.
Was that it?
Yes.
I haven't been to a circus in a long time. Are those still a thing?
They don't do it anymore.
They don't?
Barnum and Bailey doesn't do circuses anymore.
Is there any circus? I know there's like a lot of animal thing on that, but is there circuses anywhere? I never see them anymore.
I don't know.
There's a lot of weird circus stuff. Like when I was living in Nebraska, in a near town called Norfolk, they always had like some kind of circus, and it was like a lot of it was acrobatics and not really like the animals, but like they had a Halloween show carnival that they had there, and it was just people dressed up like skeletons and doing flips on swings and ropes.
Even as a child, I never was a fan of the circus. I ain't going down this path, but I'm just going to tell. I just felt like I didn't look. I eat deer. I'm down with eating dove and all that kind of stuff, but I kind of had a feel for the animals. I was like, these poor little things are just locked up. And, you hear about people complaining, and, well, the animal activists. But they are, man. Like, them things are chained up. And I just never, even as a child, I knew, like, I'd look at the elephant, and the elephant looked sad. Really did. It looked sad. Yeah. And people can disagree with me, but I'm just being honest. I just was not a fan of the circus. Even as a child, I went to one, and I remember telling my dad, I don't ever want to go back to one again. I just didn't like it. And I guess that's why I don't like carnivals either. Are you not a car? Are you carny?
No, it's too many people.
Well, going on this circus thing, little bit of history of our family. My mother's side, they're all from Bohemia.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if y'all have heard of the Flying Walendas.
The what?
Flying Walendas.
Flying Walendas? No, I have not.
Well, they're
tightrope walkers.
Tightrope walkers.
Okay, then that's cool. See, that kind of stuff is pretty cool.
Grandpa Joe was the one that was walking the tightrope and fell. Our cousin just did a couple of years ago was when they went through Chicago, and he walked from one building to the other. And so that's
y'all had that long lost cousin that did it on the World Trade Center, got arrested right after. That was y'all's cousin.
No. So that's I'm not real big on circuses and stuff like that, but I do like to watch them when they do something on TV. There
was a guy who, did you ever hear the story that people would go over the Niagara Falls? By the way, if you've never been to Niagara Falls, get your passport and go to the Canadian side. If you don't go to the Canadian side, it's not even worth going. You have to go across the border and go to the Canadian side. I went years and years ago. This was right after 9/11, and I think I've mentioned on the show before, but I won't go into the full story because it's a long story, but it was just a beautiful time there. It was in March. There's ice everywhere. And the wind, from the falls, the water creates all this wind. And so the ice, instead of it freezing down, it was all frozen sideways. It was the coolest thing. Cool. But we went, and you go experience something, and then all of a sudden you start researching everything about it. And so I started getting real into the Niagara Falls. I just wanted to start learning all this stuff. And, out of everything, my memory, I don't remember anything. And the one thing that I remember, though, there was people that daredevils would go over the falls. And many people died doing this. Mm-hmm. And only one time in history, I believe, that the falls have actually frozen completely solid. It's only happened once. But people would go over the falls, and this guy had this bright idea of putting himself in a barrel and going over. He survived. Mm-hmm. Went over the falls in a barrel. You got to be a special breed to have that kind of stamina and stuff. But let us know this morning where you've been, and maybe you've been to Niagara Falls, and if you have, chime in and let us know. We always enjoy hearing your stories as well. Hey, we are getting rolling this morning. Got a great show lined up. We are here, and we do want to welcome you in. Let us know that you're out there, as you always do. We've had a lot of new interaction on our show. In fact, not this Monday, but the previous Monday was our most watched episodes ever. Just across Facebook alone, we had over 1,400 viewers, and so that was a big thanks to Adrian Hunter over at Cabins and More of Texas for sharing the broadcast. And so when you share, it definitely helps. Steph Valley's always been so good too, sharing and getting people, not just us, but everyone that she knows. She's so good at helping to promote folks through social media. So if you can this morning, just say hello to us. Those comments help out. They help the algorithm. But then also like and share this broadcast as we get rolling today. We are here, episode 395. Is that right? That doesn't feel right. 5, 6, 7. Billy's supposed to be 400. I hope I updated the number this morning. There's something that happens. We have this new we're still using the same company, but they've decided to change a bunch of how they do stuff. And I'll update it in one place, and then it doesn't update other. Billy, you're still number 400. If the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. Even if it's like 398, I'm putting 400 in the system on Friday because I've already promised him that he's 400. But we are here, so welcome in. Hey, as we get started, too, big shout out to our friend Paul Oley, the gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. Please go see Paul Oley. Also, a huge thank you to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, here on this Tactical Tuesday, we could not be here without our friends, the Thompson family and the Curley family joining us here today. Jay Tomp is out today, so we are here with Deneen and Kyle hanging out with us as well from Guardian Defense, and we appreciate them so much. Deneen, y'all been busy. I know you're in the healing process. It's so good to have you in today. I know you haven't been able to get over here because you decided you were just going to be like Jason, and you said, if Hank bung up his foot, I'm going to bung mine up. So
well, yeah.
That's not how it worked out.
No.
Not want that
okay, I'm just going to go on the record saying this because people don't believe this because they're like, no way. I did not listen to my husband.
Okay,
when
can you
he
wait.
told me.
Look at this camera right here, and can you repeat that, Jason?
I did not listen to Jason when he told me do not get on the scaffolding. Well, I got on it and it collapsed, and I went down and shattered my heel.
Now,
so sometimes it does do you good to listen to your spouse.
Wait, say that last sentence real quick. Cameras again.
It is good to listen to your spouse.
And I like how
including your wife.
And I like how you let. No, she left. See, the first time she said sometimes, and then she left it off. That is the clip. This is how fake news starts. This is how fake news starts because you just cut out that little sound bite that said it is good to listen to your spouse. I'm going to put that on a button. And I'll tell you what, Bridget, it's good for me to listen. Bridget does so much around our house, and last night I've been having like a higher blood pressure problem, and it's not a good thing. And so I'm trying to take better care of myself, and I'm trying to be really strict now on don't eat this, those kind of things, right? And it's like pre-high. It's not like horrible. It's not like, something's going to happen to me tomorrow or whatever. But 5 years from now, if I don't take, you got to be careful. Well, it's pre-hypertension 2 is what it's called. So I don't know if hopefully there's a scale of like 50 and 2 is really low. So I'm trying to take better care of myself. And obviously, and I just found out about this the night after Braylon's party. So that night, because I wasn't feeling good. I was like, I better check my blood. And I checked it, and I started calling a couple of people. And they're like, yeah, it's pre-hypertension too. And I was like, do I need to go to the doctor? And, they're like, no, you're fine. But if it stays that same or goes up. Well, last night it was a little bit elevated, but it was a lot lower, so that was good. Long story short is I picked out on pizza and cupcakes at Braylon's party and then found out about this. So all that's gone. I brought 10 cupcakes up here to the church yesterday, and they were devoured, which is great. So the key is take care of yourself. And Bridget last night, she is so good at cooking. Just like you're a good cook, too. Deneen, you need something to eat, Deneen will whip it up for you. Well, Bridget, I said, what are we going to eat, sweetie? Because I open up the fridge, and, I see like a half-eaten chicken. Those rotisserie chickens you get at HEB for like $4.50. I think they're only like $4.50.
There's something like that.
Inflation hasn't hit the chicken industry too bad yet. So we're still good on chickens. But she just whipped up something. There's a bunch of Braylon's like daddy. She loves hard-boiled eggs. My little girl eats them things like candy. And so there's a bag of hard-boiled eggs that Bridget makes, then the chicken. Now, in like 15 minutes, I had the best chicken salad sandwich I ever had in my life. And, it's fairly healthy. It's not on the bad side of what I normally eat. So it's baby steps. So, well, hey, good show lined up today. Steph Vallie of Magnolia Kennel is here with us, the coveted dog whisperer of Huntsville. So we want to encourage you here in a few. She has this special connection with canines, almost said felines. And so this morning, if you're watching, if you're at home and you're not having to work and you have dogs, bring them in front of your computer monitor and watch the magic that's going to happen here in just a little bit. It's going to be something great. I'm just, I don't know what it is. Steph's like, what are you talking about? But no, let us know again that you're out there, and we're going to continue to celebrate the good happening here in our community. I do want to give a shout out to all of you again that's helping to support this program and sharing the good in Huntsville. I had a cool little interview with Amanda Shalacy over at the city of Huntsville yesterday with the Main Street program, and we're going to be promoting some events that they're having. Also I can't go into the full details, but I had a great meeting yesterday over at HMH and met some folks at the hospital. And I want to encourage you, there is this mindset that in Huntsville we don't have good health care. And I know that, you can look back at some things, but I will tell you they have been on the rebound. And they're not sponsoring or doing anything with us, so it's not like I'm endorsing them on a paid advertisement. But I will tell you this, that they have had some new leadership come in there over the last couple of years, and they're really, really working hard to turn things around and really to provide world-class health care in our community. Friends, I saw it firsthand in Georgetown. With the Georgetown healthcare system. And now that Georgetown Hospital is one of the top 10 hospitals in the state and one of the best in the nation now. And it started out the same way. Everybody in town said, if you get sick, don't go to Georgetown Hospital. But it was kind of that old mentality that because something happened years ago, then the word gets out. It's like bad news gets everywhere, right? Well, the good news is they're on the rebound, and we're going to try to start promoting some good things that they're working on over there, really bringing in some world-class health care. If you think about cardiovascular issues, man, that's life or death. If you got, if you have to go down to Conroe because you don't feel that we've got adequate care here, you may not make it to Conroe. Well, I want to encourage you this morning and know that we do have adequate care here, and they're working even harder to do a lot more in our community. So over the next few months, there's some things that I really want to start promoting, and we're working on a couple of things with their marketing folks, and we just want to get the good news out about what's happening with healthcare here in Huntsville, because I believe that better health leads to a better community. And everybody says we want Huntsville to be greater, and we want better things to happen. Man, if folks have greater health, I think that makes it greater for everybody in a community. So you talk about education, number one. You talk about your health, number two. Now, for me, I put health like number 10, and I need to start putting it up there at the top as well. So I just wanted to plug that, and we're going to try to have some folks from HMH, Huntsville Memorial Hospital, here on our program to kind of let us know about what they're doing and some of the doctors and those kind of things that they're bringing into the community.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I'm really excited about it because I saw some things happen in Georgetown firsthand that really improved our community and made a great community even better. And it started with healthcare. And so something that I don't normally talk a lot about, but we're looking forward to it. And that's what this platform is all about, is promoting the good here in our community. Let's take a break. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Kyle's going to hang out with us. Steph's going to take his seat. He's got it warmed up for you, Steph. And he's brought the dog treats. They're under there. So we'll take a break. And Steph's like, wait a minute, I don't want dog treats. I don't even know where I'm going this morning. We'll take a break. Let us know I brought you some mint, Steph. That's what I brought. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. A lot happening here this week. And, hey, we are continuing on our keyword this week, and I do have 2 more tickets to Lone Star Lights. Have you been before, Steph?
I have.
Deneen, I said Steph.
Yes.
Have you been before?
I
I'm already
have.
ready for Steph to be here. You've been?
I have.
Kyle?
I have not.
All right.
Yep.
You need to take him.
I'm planning
You
on
can't
it.
text in today, though, because
No.
it's called nepotism if you win today. This isn't a nepotistic show. Is that a word?
I'll go ahead and call the wife real quick.
Yeah. Perfect. Text in to win. All you got to do is text in the keyword thanks to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, it's 936-339-0139. As always, our Tactical Tuesdays brought to you by Guardian Defense, all things personal safety here in Walker County and throughout Huntsville. We'll be back in a moment. Steph Vallie joins us when we come back. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville brought to you by Guardian Defense. Stay with us, please.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
Whoa, what box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box Is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now? Please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Elliot's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELLIOTTS Jewelers.com.
Make sure there's something extra special inside the mysterious little box you give this season.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Deneen with Guardian Defense, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
Back at it, friends, as we continue on this journey today, writing another chapter in our community's beautiful story. We want to thank you for being a part of Good Morning Huntsville. How about 56 degrees? Oh, thank you, fall. It's finally feeling fall. We're not having to, this morning I didn't have to walk out with a sword and cut through the air to get here. It was just and when you say that, it's 87% humidity, but it wasn't as bad as it's been. 56 beautiful degrees this morning. Calm winds today, 76 and clear. Tomorrow, take off work. Tell your boss you need a vacation. It is 65 and sunny tomorrow. And all week long, we are going to have beautiful weather, including the weekend. 71 on Saturday. A little bit of heaven on earth.
Oh, that's nice.
Steph Vallie with us today.
That's nice.
Welcome in, Steph. It's because you're here.
Oh, well, yeah. Wonderful.
You know, Steph shows up and everything gets rosy and peachy and the sun comes out. And
yeah, rosy and peachy. That's one thing I've not been said to be, rosy and peachy.
Well, if that ain't what you're putting out, that's what I'm picking up, though, Steph. So. Well, it's so good to have you, Steph Vallie from Magnolia Kennel. She is it okay that I call you that? The dog whisperer of Huntsville? It's kind of your moniker that we've coined here on the show.
Yes.
But you really are. You're so good with canines. What about felines? Are you good with felines?
If they don't know they're cats, yeah. Like our little cat at the kennel, Stella, she doesn't realize she's a cat. She thinks she's a dog. But we've had her since she was just like her eyes were barely open. So she wanders around the kennel like she's a dog. So
I had a weird dream last night. And, Deneen, I don't know if you ever have weird dreams like this, but I just had this weird dream. One, I'm doing a little, I guess you call it a sermonette on Sunday, and so I've been thinking about what I'm going to say on Sunday for a few minutes, and then somehow that turned into thinking about cats last night before I went to sleep. I ended up having, I don't know why, I ended up having a dream about all these cats we had growing up, and I woke up in a sweat.
That's funny that you say that, because the last couple of nights I've been having dreams about cats. Like the first one I remember having was I was in a room full of cats and I couldn't tell any of them apart. You know, all their personalities were the same and everything like that. With dogs, you can tell them apart. They're like individuals. And I would assume that a cat person will say that about cats, but I can't.
Do y'all have cats, Deneen? I never. Do y'all?
No, I'm allergic to cats.
Okay.
But Kyle, they have two.
They bring them? Did y'all bring them? Y'all brought the cat?
Yes, they did.
What is that like, traveling with cats? My sister used to have to give her cats medicine when she would travel because she lived in South Dakota. And she'd bring them with her when she'd come home. She'd drive home to visit once in a while. She would give them shots so they would like one of them so it wouldn't freak out.
When I first moved to Huntsville, of course, I was a college student, and I adopted a cat right after I be in an apartment. And that was when Sam was, what do they call it, a transit school where every weekend the campus was, dead.
Yeah.
And I would go home, and my cat would come with me. And I would just let her run in the car with me, and then I'd get to the house, and I open the door. She'd hang out for the weekend, and then we'd come back to Huntsville. So, yeah. It's you can my experience with the cats, if you treat them just like a dog, they think they're that kind of an attitude.
Do you think that cats are this? Now this may stir up some controversy.
Uh-oh.
My brother thinks that cats are the smartest animal on earth. Do you think that cats are more intelligent than dogs?
That's a good question, but from a dog point of view, no. I think that cats are more. You think that they think that they're royalty.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
We are serving them.
Yeah,
I think of divas.
That's a good
exactly when they go like this. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. That don't look elegant.
Yeah.
Especially after you've been walking around in a litter box.
Now, my mom has a couple of cats that they bring her gifts almost every night to her back door, and it can be anywhere. Anywhere from a lizard to a mouse or whatever. They bring them to her back. So she swears up and down that they're bringing her presents.
I saw a video. I don't know how we were talking during the break. Like, what are we going to talk about today? And it's migrated into cat talk. But don't bring cats to the kennel. By the way, it's dogs.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I only have a few cats that still board with me. I'm kind of phasing them out because when I built the facility, I didn't even think of cats. And so I have some clients that still have cats that have dogs, and I will board those, but I'm not taking any new cat clients.
It seems like cats, are a little bit easier to take care of, but they're also, in my opinion, a lot more messy. Now, I know some people may disagree, but I think you can break them in really good and get them really good in house train. A cat makes one accident, and then all of a sudden it lingers for 2 years. It's so weird how their bodies, and Denise's like laughing over, but I'm serious. I mean, I'm just going to be, them cats stink.
Well,
I don't like them.
You have 60 dogs at a kennel, it stinks. But, the only time that I've ever physically been attacked by an animal, I mean, I've been bitten by dogs, but I have been attacked twice by cats. Once when I was a vet tech in high school and college, and then the other one I was doing an in-home visit here, and the cats attacked me.
Wow.
And they are very territorial. I think more than a dog is.
There was a video that I saw, and I wish I could find it and share it again. I'm sure I could if I looked it up, but with my dislove for cats, I'm not going to sit there and spend time finding it. But it did show up, like as I was scrolling through Facebook one night, or maybe it was Instagram feed, one of those. They had the door locked up top, one of those top latches, and it was one that you could just flick, and it had a handle on the door. And we're in the age of AI where AI can generate anything now. The AI videos are getting so realistic, it's scary. Mm-hmm. This was not an AI video. The cat was jumping on the door and couldn't get it to open. It knew that you opened. It looked up. I mean, this is the smartness of this little booger. He looks up, like you can see him, looks up, sees that lock, and then he starts looking around the room like this. And then he goes back to hitting the handle, and I was like, you're not going to figure it out. What did he do? He looks over, sees a desk, notices there's a little area that he can jump on top because it had a hutch on it. The cat jumps on the desk, jumps on the hutch, walks over the hutch, sees the lock up top, hits it with his hand, jumps down, opens the door, and goes out of the room. That's pretty smart.
The neatest thing I ever saw, one of the cruises that Scott and I took a long time ago, we docked in Key West, and at that time there was a man, and this was an open air situation. He had, 10, 15 cats, and he was doing tricks and all kinds of things with these cats. But the training methods for animals have come such a long way that I could see how they can do it. I don't think I would have the patience with a cat as I do the dogs. But the training methods are now the same that they use for SeaWorld. They use any of the animals. It's the same type of training methods. But that is one of the coolest things, thinking outside the box, because you look up and there's 15 cats in this area that no fence, no containers, nothing, and these cats are doing all kinds of tricks.
Well, Steph, we'll reshift and go back to dogs now.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you about this. I want to talk a little bit about shedding because we're in the winter months, and there's a common misconception that you brought to my attention. Kind of keep that in the back of your mind because I do want to talk about that. And Deneen, help me to remember because I did it on Monday. I forgot about something yesterday. But before we talk about that, I want to just touch base real quick a little bit on your career. You know, you were at TDCJ.
Yes.
And working with drug dogs.
Yes.
How did you learn to train them? I mean, was there like a national program or did you develop the curriculum? How does this work?
That is a very good question. When I worked for TDC, and I don't mean to be negative, but they wanted a program that they could say they had. At that time, we were put on the back burner, but they still wanted us to perform. So myself and the two guys that worked with me, we basically did it with trial and error. Wow. Now, they had a guy that was doing the program in another district when we started, but there was no interaction. No, it was kind of a hit and miss, kind of training yourself. But on the same note, I had already done some tracking and I had already done some dog shows and stuff when I was in high school and college. So I had a baseline of it. And I don't know if y'all remember this, but the first animal that I ever trained was a pet rooster when I was in junior high. He used to ride on my handlebars of my bicycle and just all kinds of stuff.
What?
I mean, he was a cool cool rooster.
Seemed like a cool person to have as a friend growing up.
Well, that was the thing. The animals were my friends, so
That's awesome.
But anyway, so I had the basis of it, and animals want to be with us. They want to train with us. They want to interact with us. So going back to TDC, they did eventually start sending us to what we would call our certifications, but we didn't really have classes or anything. So it was trial and error. Most of my training has been trial and error. And then I got involved with a group was at the time called Texas Hearing and Service Dogs, and they sent me to class a lot. So that's when I developed. I knew the training methods, but I didn't know the vocabulary that went along with it. So I would go to the seminars for that organization, and then I understood where it was coming from. It's all based on psychology. It's B.F. Skinner's method of shaping and operating conditioning, and then there's more steps to it. When you're in college, in psychology, you learn about what was it called? The box where they put a cat in and they did some experiments. And that's where it came from, is shaping and operating conditioning. You find one thing that the animal is doing right and you build from there. And you have to know your end result. What is your end result? Your end result is the dog sitting. So we've got to figure out some dogs, not necessarily their intelligence, but some dogs, because of their breeding, you can get to that end result a lot quicker. And people will say, oh, that's such an intelligent dog. It is just you figured out what the end result was, and you backtrack and teach them the steps to get to that. They all know how to sit. They all know how to lay down. It's just pairing the word that you want with that behavior. And it doesn't really have anything to do with language or any of that, because people say, oh, my dog only listens to German. That's just because you taught it that. It has nothing. The dog doesn't care. It's the same thing with people will say, well, my dog's a duck dog. Okay. I have never hunted before, but I have trained many dogs that have went on to be duck dogs, because the end result is the same. It's retrieving, it's finding the duck, it's finding the bird. You just replace it with dope. You know, there's not much difference in it. You just got to think outside the box and figure it out.
Boy, somebody out there hearing this, they need a golf dog. Because it's the same thing, right? You could train it.
I mean, they train dogs to indicate on cancer.
We had a dog at the minor league baseball team for the Texas Rangers. They're in Round Rock, and it was a bat dog.
Uh-huh.
And that dog would go out.
Black lab?
Yeah, it was. No, I think.
No.
I don't remember. I think it was a golden.
Oh, okay.
It would go out and get No, it wasn't. It wasn't the minor league team. It was an actual MLB team.
Yeah, there's a team right now that has one.
The dog runs out and gets the bats.
Yeah, probably safer for everybody and quicker. You know.
Yeah.
So, but
well,
yeah.
I wanted to highlight this. I'm so glad that you talk about it. Friends, what I want you to get out of this, when we have Steph on this show, you can see her passion and her knowledge for what she does, especially with dogs. And that's why when you go to Magnolia Kennel, you're not going to just a facility where somebody said, this is a great idea, we're going to put this together, and we'll try to make a little bit of money. This is somebody who is passionate about what she does, and she has turned her passion into a career. And not only, teaching dogs back then, but you understand the psychology of a dog. And that's what I'm trying to get at. You're not just somebody who had an idea that didn't understand dogs before. You know dogs, you understand the psychology. That's why I believe Magnolia Kennels had a lot of success, because you have the passion. And you've heard me say this on this show. You have to be passionate in what you do to find success in life. You can get through and pay the bills, but I truthfully believe you won't find true success unless you're passionate about what you do, and you are. And
one of the things that I have noticed, because I've been in business so long, you'll have people, and it doesn't matter if it's just the dog environment. You'll have people that say, I have a great idea. I'm going to open a doggy daycare, and then 2 months later they've closed. It's because the passion is there, don't get me wrong, but you also have to present it as a business. You have to have thought it out. I go back to the Small Business Administration here, the SBC. I always get those initials wrong. The best thing that C and them ever did for me was make me do a business plan, is because it makes you think outside your passion. It makes you think practical, your electric bills, your all of these different things. But the passion is wonderful, but and you've got to also think that the first year, you are not going to make enough money to pay for your life. So you've got to have a backup plan. Unless you've got an unlimited pocketbook, that you can have all this.
Robbing small town banks.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But I one of the things at the kennel is I do try to see every dog as an individual. And I also try to see, and you can group breeds together. You can group all the golden retrievers together, all the labs. The basis might be the same, but they're still individuals just like we are. So you've got to see it that way, where you can get their needs. One thing that happened to me this weekend, and it hasn't happened to me in 20 years at the kennel. I came in Saturday morning, and there's a dog in the hallway looking at me, and I'm like, there's no evidence. He obviously came over that kennel run, and that's almost 6.5 feet, and he's just hanging out in the kennel. And so we had to come up with a plan, because every time I'd put him in, he'd come out. So we had to come up with a plan to top his kennel. So you have to see them as individuals, because they'll throw things at you that you would not expect.
I thought you were about to say I was walking down the hall and I just finished my Irish coffee, and that dog started talking to me. Hello, Steph.
All dogs talk. You just got to learn to listen. Yes. They all talk.
Well, Steph, it's so great. I always enjoy catching up with you and learning more about your passion and why you do what you do. That's why I want to talk about that. I want to circle back to the thing I said, let's don't forget about, and that's shedding.
Yeah.
You think about winters here, and I've always because someone's told me this, right? When people tell you things, you think that it happens. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's folklore. This may be one of the folklore things, and I'm not hating on anybody that's ever told me this. But it seems like I notice more hair in the wintertime. Maybe it's because we're cleaning less. I don't know. Bridget cleans all the time. But I came and I said, yeah, winter's here and the dogs are shedding like crazy. You told me something that I had no idea. Educate us this morning on dog shedding.
Well, every breed, of course, is going to have hair, fur, so it just depends on the breed of dog of how much hair they lose. Some dogs don't even lose hair. Oh, what is it? Is it like the poodles, I believe? Now, these are questions.
Yorkies don't lose a lot.
Well, they lose. Yorkies have hair. Now, I also need a disclaimer. I'm a dog trainer. I'm a kennel owner. I'm not a groomer. So talk to your groomer if you really want
also
details.
Not a veterinarian.
Not a veterinarian. But experience-wise, like a Yorkie, they have hair. So like you and I. A husky has fur and has a couple of layers of fur. So they lose it. That's like when you see a dog running from you and you look at the hind end and there'll be this clump of hair in the middle. That's their inner coats coming out. What I was told by a groomer, and once again, this is told, I haven't researched it, by a groomer years ago, is a dog physically loses their fur every 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so people will say, oh, I'm going to get a Doberman Pinscher because they don't shed. Yes, they do. They just shed in little tiny increments, not like a husky or golden, you see it like this. But so brushing is important, of course, to take all of that out. One of the things that I use at the kennel is the forced air. It brings that coat out of it and brings the hair. But it does seem like in the winter months you see it more, but I don't think it is. I don't think you actually physically see more. It just seems like we notice it.
It's
more.
the folklore that's been handed down from generations. Oh, the winter months are here, Arlene, and that means the dogs are shedding. Go get the glue and put on the hardwood floors. We're going to have carpet this year.
We used to have a yellow lab that I had as a house dog, and you would think, oh, she's not shedding. Well, one day I moved my couch to clean behind it, and she would go behind the couch, and you could just see this line that she was using the couch to rub her back, and there was this line of hair, but it was behind the couch. So
we have one of those Dyson vacuums that has been the. People buy these Roombas. We had one. I thought it was the greatest thing.
I hated mine.
But it makes noise. You have to pick up the wires. It bangs into everything. It's annoying, and it just goes all over the place. Now, I know they have the smart ones that map out the room. But it takes hours. That Dyson, the little stick vacuum, 5 minutes and your whole floor's vacuumed. It's quick. It's easy. It's the greatest thing that I've seen since the invention of AI. I'm a big AI guy now. But that thing, we'll go through the house every day and empty it 3 or 4 times with dog. It's just amazing how much dog hair accumulates in the carpets. And then you think you have the house clean, and then you forgot maybe to vacuum behind the door, and you do it, and the thing just and fills up.
Well, I use a vacuum. I use a pressure washer and a vacuum cleaner system at our kennel. Every morning, all the kennels get done, and by the afternoon, there's some dogs that you go back in there and you're like, did I not vacuum this morning? I mean, the kennel is just full of hair. We have 6 filters in the kennel. And then we have the little machines, 2 of those. And I at least weekly, I have to take it and blow it off or at least exchange it because of the amount of hair.
Well, if you're looking for doggy daycare, if you're looking for a place that you need to board your dogs, Magnolia Kennel here in Huntsville, so convenient, right off 45, very easy to get to. And we encourage you, go to the website, magnoliakennel.com, to book your pet's next stay. I've got that slogan in my mind now.
And don't let the highway construction keep you from us, please.
Yeah, it's super easy to get over there. If I can ask you this, too, and again, I know you're not a veterinarian, but I also feel like, and maybe I don't know, I don't know, but people, tend to say, well, this dog is more aggressive, this breed than that breed. Talking about pit bulls specifically, too. I had a friend that had 2 or 3 pit bulls. They were the sweetest dogs on earth. I have my little blue Lacey, Stella, who that's why I started calling you the dog whisperer, because Stella would not let anybody groom her. And I feel bad because I forgot to tell you, like, if she won't let you groom her, don't groom her. I picked her up and I was like, you bathed my dog? Yeah, she was perfectly fine. I wonder if it's sometimes just the atmosphere and the environment, not necessarily the breed. Do you have any knowledge on that you can maybe enlighten us with?
I think it's a whole bunch of different things, but one of the biggest things that I think is, and not to be negative again, I think that we give our emotions to the dogs. And if you look at them as individuals and know that they're dogs, they're not human, you're on an even kill with them. It's hard. Well, I'll give you an example. I had a lady not too long ago, a young woman, college girl, bring her dog in. She was very anxious. The woman was. And she wanted to pick her dog up when I wasn't open, and I told her no, and she immediately started crying, and she kept telling me that the dog had anxiety and all that kind of stuff. The minute she was gone, the dog was fine. So they transform their anxiety to the dog, and that will give behaviors that I don't see because I don't transfer my anxiety to the dog, or I don't transfer my expectations to the dog. So it's how you present them. Now, not to say that this summer I had one that I could not remotely even get close to. That dog just did not like me. Teeth baring, hair up, the whole 9 yards. Olivia could do anything she wanted to with it. So she had bonded with that dog almost immediately, and the dog saw me as a threat, but I had done nothing to the dog. So it just how you present yourself to the dog, how you have expectations. You don't push them. When I put Stella in the bathtub, if I remember correctly, I was very, talking to her, telling her, even though I know she probably didn't know what I was saying, I was trying to calm her down. She was if I picked up a foot and she pulled the foot away from me, I just let the foot drop, and I'd go to the back foot and that kind of stuff. So you're going to do it over a period of time, a little bit of a time, and the first time I put them in the bathtub, I might not be able to bathe them, but I got them in the bathtub.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So
do you ever have moments, Steph, working in the industry, do you ever have moments where you're nervous or you've kind of been like, whoa, that kind of frightened you about a dog?
When I was showing dogs years ago, I had an Akita. Do y'all know what an Akita is? They're one of the largest breeds.
That's an Hakuna Matata's family.
Yeah. They're one of the largest breeds out there, and they are, and it might be just the experience I had with them. When I was showing, I was watching an Akita ring, and the judge went down to touch the dog, and the dog reached up and grabbed him in the face. And needless to say, the gentleman had to go to the emergency room. That made an impression on me because, he did some damage to the man's face. So every time I see an Akita, I hesitate, which is dangerous for me because they're going to feel that I hesitated. I have a client in town that over the years, she's probably on her 4th or 5th Akita now, and every one of them that she brings to me, when I first meet them, I do that, and they all work out fine. They still come to my kennel and everything like that. So yes, it has, but it's it's my personal thing. It's my hesitation that has caused that dog to feel uneasy with me. So
yeah, that's good because I have a feeling like even with Stella, and I've learned that she draws off of my emotions. And it's weird. It's like you don't even have to say anything. And when I look into her eyes, it's like she knows what I'm feeling,
Yeah.
And so I've been very calm around her, and she has turned out for our family to be the sweetest dog.
Yeah.
And I don't like the kids getting in her face. I don't, sometimes Braylon will go up and give her a hug and a kiss, and I'm like, don't do that, sweetheart. But and I don't advocate for that because you hear about these bad stories of children just getting absolutely tore up from dogs doing this. So I don't like her doing that. But sometimes I'll see her. But I think that she realizes that my children are being gentle with her as well. And she's just became a really good, protective, loving dog.
Yeah.
which when I first had Braylon, I was very nervous about, is this going to work out? I didn't know how she was going to react.
Yeah.
She's been very protective. When she was little, she would go in there and lay down next to her crib and kind of protect her.
Well, that can go into a different total conversation. One of the things that always makes me nervous is you have these people, and especially now that social media is out there, you see it more, where I have a newborn baby and I'm bringing him home to meet my dogs.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what breed they are. Oh, I just put the carrier down and let the dog meet it.
No,
you
way.
don't do
Yeah,
that
we
kind of
didn't
stuff.
do that. Yeah.
So there's ways to do that, and your dog as well as better than anybody else. So you should know how to introduce your dog to a new person in your house. Most of them turn out where the dog is very protective. You hear about them going underneath their beds and laying at night and all that kind of stuff, which is what you want. But you have to be very, very cautious about bringing a newborn into a house with any dog. It doesn't matter if it's a Chihuahua or a Great Dane. But I wanted a side note. You were talking about having your child hug your dog and stuff. The best thing you can teach a child from the day one, as soon as they understand the concept of that's a dog, is asking permission to pet that animal. Mm-hmm. And my granddaughter and I have been going, it's a thing that we've been doing since she was real little. We go to the dog show in July in Houston, which if you want to go see all kinds of dogs and activities, that's the place to go. And from day one, since she's been walking, we always have taught her, you must ask to touch that dog. And you present it to the child as don't be offended if that person tells you no, because especially at a dog show, you have all these beautiful dogs and they're getting ready to go in the ring, and a child wants to go up and mess their hair up. So we presented it from that point of view. But just recently, my son and my daughter-in-law went to a fundraiser event at a place in Houston, and their fundraiser was a dog activity. So there was dogs all over the place. And my son, the first thing he sent me is, it worked. She's 6 now, and she went up every single person and asked. So that is a very, very, very thing that I can't stress. Please make sure you teach your children to ask to pet a dog.
I love that you mentioned that, because we've done that with Braylon, and now Caden's on it. And Braylon will even ask us, now I said that sometimes I'll see her over there, but for the most part, for our dogs, she will even ask us, is it okay if I pet Stella? Is it okay if I pet Mac? And I want her to, because I understand the temperament of my dogs and when they don't want to be touched and when they do. And so she'll be like, Daddy, can I pet her? Mama, can I pet her? Daddy, can I go hug him? And so she'll usually ask. And especially with strangers' dogs, she always, perfect example, we're at Home Depot. I love you, by the way. Thank you for allowing dogs. And some people are like, I'm a big macho man. I'm here to build my house, get my hammer and my nails. I don't want to be around no dogs.
Yeah.
Chill out, dude. It's a residential. If you want the lumber, go to the commercial.
Yeah.
This is a residential place too. So chill out. It's all good. I used to bring my little Jenny. I called her Jenny, by the way. She showed up and I said, yo, my girl, Jenny. And that's what I named my little dog. She lived to be 20, by the way. She's an old dog. But I used to take her with me. And I love going into Home Depot, and there's always somebody in there that'll have a dog. We were in there the other day, and this girl walks by, and she had a little tiny puppy. And Braylon saw it. She goes, oh, daddy, puppy. And the girl heard us, and she turned around, and she said, oh, do you want to pet her? And then Braylon even asked, can I pet her? And so that was cool to see that interaction.
Yeah, and adults should too, not just kids, but adults should too, ask to always pet your dog, because you don't know if the dog is stressed in that situation. But then there's another side note to that, bringing it Home Depot. I am an advocate. Your dog should not respond to you because you have a leash on him, but in the general public, I'm an advocate that you should have your dog on a leash no matter how well behaved they are. So I love Home Depot. I love that that's where I used to take my service dogs to socialize, Home Depot and Walmart and things like that. But yes, a leash should always be on your dog, even if your dog is highly, highly trained, mainly because when I used to do the service dogs, I'd be in the mall with the service dog, and mind you, this was 30 years ago when service dogs were brand new, and you'd be on one end of the mall, and on the other end of the mall, you'd hear somebody screaming, "Oh, puppy!" and take off running towards you. And if you've got your dog on a leash, at least you can make a great exit.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, I will say that I'm pretty well trained, but Bridget does keep me on a pretty tight leash. So, well, Steph, thank you so much. This is such valuable, insightful information. I'm so glad that you're here. We'll take some excerpts of this and put it on our Pause and Reflect guide on Hello Huntsville. I did want to mention, by the way, thank you for bringing on Chief Mathis back in September. We finally got around to getting that article.
Good.
And that has been one of the most popular articles on our website the last week. Just good people in the community. And that's why we have folks like Deneen and like Steph hanging out with us here.
Well, it's been a year.
It
has been a year that I've been involved, and I am so impressed with this program. I really like the positive that we spin in Huntsville. It's great.
Well, we appreciate it. It's been fun. I remember when I first came and met you and Scott, and I sat down in the office in there and talked to you guys, and so it means a lot, and we're so thankful to be able to help promote all the good. And the good is folks like Steph and Magnolia Kennel. So we appreciate you very much.
And I like being on Tuesdays with them.
I love having you on.
Deneen, did you have any questions for Steph? I didn't mean to keep you out of the conversation.
You're fine. With winter coming on, what should you do to prepare your dogs, or are they outside dogs or the inside dogs? What do we need to do for them?
Well, in the state of Texas a few years ago, they passed a law that if your dog is outside, they must have a shelter. So they have to have some form of a dog house or something like that. So that would be the number one thing. And of course, plenty of water. A lot of people make the mistake saying, "Oh, it's summer. It's not summertime. They don't need as much water." No, actually, they need just as much in the wintertime as they do in the summertime. Another thing is, if the dog house is outside, if you have a dog outside, a lot of people make the mistake of they'll have a dog the size of a Chihuahua and, "Oh, look at this huge house that I have for him." You want to make the doghouse appropriately sized for the dog. You don't want, even if you have a Great Pyrenees, which is a 150-pound dog, most likely they're not going to go in a doghouse anyway because they like the winter. But say you have a 100-pound dog, you don't want to make it the house where they have a lot of 2 or 3 dogs can fit in there. It should be small enough that it feels almost like a den. Straw is really good. Shavings is really good. If you don't have either one of those, just blankets. And all you're going to do is give them enough area to burrow down in. That is the best thing. But of course, I'm an advocate of not having outside dogs, but I understand there's working dogs out there that have need that. But just adequate housing, not real big housing. Small is better. Just putting it on, I would assume, putting it on an area where there's a wind barrier, that kind of stuff. But yes, it is. And Texas, that's another thing. With our winters, we have such weird winters. It's not like we have 2 or 3 months of cold weather. It's up and down all the time. So, you don't want to make it where they don't want to go back in there when it's warmer, changing out the bedding when we're going to get below freezing if they're outside. Once again, I'm not an advocate of letting an animal outside when it's below freezing, but a Great Pyrenees is happy to be outside when it's that kind of weather. So just appropriate bedding, and be able to make sure that the bedding can be changed easily. Most of the time, the dogs aren't going to soil it, so it's just getting it clean.
If the Great Pyrenees could talk, it'd be, "Oh, yeah, you betcha. I love being outside, don't you know? Oh, yeah, we're here in Fargo. Oh, yeah."
I would love to have a Great Pyrenees.
I don't want to be under the roof. No.
I want
you betcha.
Oh, well, I almost brought Stanley today, and I thought, now that y'all have this set up, I wouldn't be worried about him knocking anything over.
Hey, come in.
Yeah, I might do that here shortly.
One day I will have a cane corso.
Stanley's cool.
Well,
Stanley is a
perfect.
cool dog.
Well, thank you so much, Steph, for being on. I did want to say real quick, Linda Horn is joining us. She said Sandy Joe. That's how you know you're in East Texas, when you got a pup named Sandy Joe.
Is cool.
Sandy Joe enjoys doggy daycare at Magnolia Kennel. She said she loves making new puppy friends.
When Sandy first started coming to us, they're getting her ready for a trip that they're taking. They by their accord, she's a farm dog, so she had not been away from home, been in the environment of other dogs, and they started bringing her once a week. I think they bring her 2 or 3 times a week now, getting her ready, and you can see the transition from when she first came, where you would literally had to put her in the kennel. Now she just walks down the run like she owns the place, and she still wants to be home. But most all dogs still want to be home, but she's adjusting well, and they are doing it the right way. It is one of the most difficult things at Christmas and Thanksgiving is when these people will say, I'm going to bring my dog to you for Christmas for 10 days, and I'm like, has your dog ever been out of the backyard? And their answer is no. Well, that's not a prime time to bring a dog for the first time. So
keep it home for the holidays.
No, just prepare for it ahead like they are.
That's it. MagnoliaKennel.com for more information. Steph, we appreciate you and Scott. And they're also, by the way, Magnolia Kennel is part of our Hello Huntsville Ethical Business Directory. They have a commitment to making sure that they take care of their customers. They're always going to do what's right, and we appreciate all that they do. So thank you so much, Steph.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up with Steph. Again, more information online at MagnoliaKennel.com, and it is your final opportunity today to text in to win. And all you got to do is text in that keyword. What is it, Denise?
Thanks.
Thanks. What were you talking about, Michael Jackson earlier? What was it?
Yes.
Man in the Mirror. And I was
Man in the Mirror.
He made those weird little noises.
Yes.
That's what made him. I thought that Bruno Mars was going to be like the next Michael Jackson, and that guy just like fell off. I don't know what happened, but I thought he was going to be. Maybe next week the keyword will be Michael.
Bublé. How do you say his name?
Michael Bublé.
I like his music.
I did too.
Yeah, I like his music.
It's a Bublé lady.
Yeah.
All right, keyword thanks along with your name, 936-339-0139. 2 Lone Star Light tickets. Those are valued at $80, by the way, for both those tickets. And again, all you got to do is text in the keyword thanks with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. As always, our Tactical Tuesdays brought to you by Guardian Defense, all things personal safety. Friends, it's important to take care of your family, and there's no better way to do that than to learn safety techniques. You can learn those at Guardian Defense. They are a full-service personal safety business, not only including firearms, but they also have ammunition, a shooting range, and classes, everything that you need to know about taking care of you and your family for personal protection. It's Guardian Defense online at guardiandefensellc.com. We'll take one final break. We'll be back in a moment with What Day Is It? Also today's impossible question, and we'll call our winner. This is your show. We are here on a Tuesday, brought to you by Guardian Defense. Stay with us.
Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas. A trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
Whoa, what box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box, is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now? Please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, Well, I can do that.
Elliott's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELLIOTTS Jewelers.com.
Make sure there's something extra special inside the mysterious little box you give this season.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
All right, friends, back as we wind it down here in a few moments. Wanted to have a very brief conversation about something that really bothered me. I'm usually pretty upbeat and positive, and that's what this show is all about. But there's a comment that came in earlier that I just really do have to address here on this show, and it unfortunately started with Kyle. And I'm so sorry, buddy, to put you under the bus. One thing you don't talk about on this show is Dr. Seuss, which you didn't do that, but you also brought up this bad 5-letter word. It's Apple. You over here talking about your iPhone. You're an iPhone guy, huh?
Yes, I am. I've been an iPhone guy for quite a while. I mean, I tried Android. It was all right. I preferred the iPhones but it was, for me, my generation going through school and high school, it was, if you had an iPhone, you were part of the cool kids.
You're right.
Right?
See, they've developed, that's right, though. They've developed this culture.
Yeah, and it was just if you had an iPhone, if you had an Apple product, you were top tier. And I had an Android starting out in high school, and I had issues with mine. You know, it's the software that they use at the time. It was just how they run everything.
How they run everything. They create everything 2 years before Apple, then Apple acts like they come out with. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, maybe they released their stuff a little too early, and Apple likes to really make sure their stuff works. I like Apple because, for me, it's so user-friendly. And it's simple. Some Android users or people who have used Android, they think Android's a little easier.
Yeah, there's no back button on the iPhone. Every time I pick up my wife's phone, I'm like, why can't I just go back? It's so hard to go back on an iPhone. Anyways, I just wanted to clear the air. It's okay, Kyle. First Nebraska, now this. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna get next time. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Hey, I mean, they just work out so great. Well, it's like Android had, I think it was Alexa on theirs, or when they first started doing like the Siri and Alexa, and I will admit Alexa was a little bit further on than Siri was. Well, now Apple's doing with their new generation phones, they're having the Apple AI, which is integrated with their Siri, which is allowing it to pick up on more of your personality, what you do with your life on your phone, and different things to kind of help make things a little easier.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same thing with Androids. Alexa's they're doing the same thing with their AIs.
Hey, Googlina, are you smarter than Siri? Wait just a second here. Hold on. Now you're going to put me on the spot. All right, hold on. You got to talk to her the right way.
Googlina.
Yeah. Hey, Googlina, are you there? Now you caught me. See, I don't even know how to do it now.
Well, it's okay. Hold on.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
I know what I did wrong. See, you're getting... Okay, Google. Are you smarter than Siri?
Yes, I am generally smarter than Siri. I have a much larger language model and access to more information, which allows me to generate more comprehensive and informative responses. I can also perform more complex tasks, such as writing different kinds of creative content, translating languages, and answering your questions in an informative way.
Okay, Google. Tell my friend Kyle in Spanish that you are much smarter than his iPhone garbage.
Do you want to use SMS or WhatsApp?
Oh, never mind. Just forget it.
You want me to try Siri out?
Yeah,
for
let's
you?
try her.
Hey, Siri, are you better than any Android device? This may not be a big surprise, but I am an Apple fan.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue this discussion. It's good. It's good family fun over here. All right. Hey, a couple of things. It's good fun, by the way. I'm just giving you a hard time. Hey, here's a couple of things today. On this date, 1493, Christopher Columbus discovered Puerto Rico, although he had to calm things down when his onboard comedian made some cracks about it. Just think about the recent election, okay, and you'll know what that joke is. It's a pretty dumb joke. 1620, the Mayflower Pilgrims reached Cape Cod back then. How about this? 1863, President Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address on this date. Gettysburg Address, 1863. Most of the people in attendance, though, they really missed the message of his speech. Did you know about this? At the time, they missed the message. They were so busy trying to figure out exactly what 7 years ago actually means. So they were trying to figure it out. And they also, it's just, these are so dumb. These jokes are horrible. In 1895, the pencil was invented. 1895, the pencil. Do you use a pencil anymore?
No.
Pencil? Pen?
Not if I have to.
Pencil not widely used.
Well, you use pencils when you're welding and cutting and stuff.
I use chalk.
Oh, okay.
Check this out. 1954, New Jersey opened their first toll booth. First toll booth was back in 1954. I would have figured that would have been much earlier than that. Yeah. Kind of weird. Finally, too, I wanted to mention this because people complain about the interest rates around, well, in 1982, interest rates were horrible. The Federal Reserve cut the discount rate that they had from 9.5% to 9%. There were people back in the 80s that, I was born in 84. Obviously, I don't remember any of this, but I was talking to my parents and other people back in the day, and they said, don't complain about 6.25%. There were people paying 14% on their homes back in the day. Whenever all that was going on. So, well, today is National Play Monopoly Day.
Oh.
You Monopoly family?
Will not play it with Jason.
Nope.
Does he get angry?
No.
I don't know how, but he cheats. I don't know if he
We can't beat him.
But nobody has beat him yet.
He prints his own money under the table is what he's doing. Well, the National Don't Play Monopoly. How about this? Today's Have a Bad Day. That's horrible.
No, man.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Well, have a bad day. Has anybody ever told you that?
No.
I'm going to go up to some random person today smiling. Hey, boy, have a bad day today.
I think you might get some bad luck.
Yeah. It's National Carbonated Beverage Day today. Oh, and one of my favorites, I can't wait. It's World Toilet Day today. Perfect day to sit on the throne. World Toilet Day today. Tomorrow's World Bidet Day, by the way. I'm just kidding. If you watched the show, did you watch the bidet episode last week?
No.
You missed it. It was funny. 2 weeks ago, actually. There's really nothing else besides Meg Ryan turning 63 today. You know, one of my favorite movies, don't make fun of me, it was You've Got Mel with Tom Hanks. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
It was a good... If you've known me long enough, I like a good chick flick once in a while. kind of helps keep me in check. It's a good movie. Here's Have a Bad Day. You know you're having a bad day when what? What do you think? You're having a bad day when what, Denise? Think funny. You're having a bad day when what? When you run out of toilet paper, that could be one.
I don't know.
When rust comes into the bathtub, you turn on the water. You're having a bad day when what?
Yeah. I wake up, my boy has
full diaper.
A little extra in his diaper.
Okay, all right, that's good. Having a bad day when you've been at work 4 hours before you notice that your fly's open. You're having a bad day. You're having a bad day when your twin sister forgets your birthday. You could be having a bad day. Your income tax refund check bounces. Definitely a bad day. It costs more to fill up your car with gas than it did to buy it. That's when you're having a bad day. The bird singing outside your window, well, it's a vulture. Your blind date is with your ex-husband or ex-wife. You're having a bad day. Boy, wouldn't that be horrible? You go on a blind date. You put both contacts in one eye. You're having a bad day. You have to borrow from your Visa to pay your MasterCard. That's when you're having a bad day. Nothing you actually own is paid for. That's when you know you're having a bad day. You invite the peeping Tom in, and he says no. Hey, come on in. Nah, don't want to.
View's better from out here.
Boy, you're definitely having a bad day then. The gypsy fortune teller offers you a refund when she sees your future. These are pretty good. People think you're 40 and you're only 25. You're having a bad day. You open your briefcase for the big meeting and find nothing in it but your 5-year-old's coloring papers. I've heard of those stories before. You look into the car you just locked and notice the keys hanging from the ignition. Had that happen before. And then your secretary tells you that a film crew from some show named 60 Minutes is waiting in your office. That's when you're having a bad day. Finally, for World Toilet, these were good today. These were okay. World Toilet Day, forget what your parents told you. The chances of catching a disease from a public restroom toilet are far lower than most people think. I was always told, stay away from the toilet, it'll give you germs, right? Kitchen sinks are crawling with more germs than the average toilet seat. That was according to a recent University of Arizona study. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, fecal bacteria can spread and make people sick if you use the toilet and don't wash your hands. Still, scientists agree that there's little need to worry about bathroom germs. So today, Deneen, all is well. Don't worry about it. You're okay. Couple of things you need to know. Have you ever flown Spirit Airlines, the pancake seats?
Nope.
Well, you didn't miss anything, and obviously they are missing a lot. They filed for bankruptcy protection yesterday. Spirit Airlines, they may have ran out of juice over there at Spirit Airlines. I flew them once, never again. One of the worst experiences I had in aviation, to be honest. And because they make it sound like you're getting a good deal, but you got to pay for every little thing extra. So
I like really Southwest.
Southwest has been good, yeah. I think that's it. There's not a whole lot else. Let's head over. Well, hey, today's impossible question. And we'll save this and we'll wrap it up. If there were 25 hours in a day, 25 hours instead of 24, 25% of people surveyed said they would use that extra hour to do what?
Sleep.
Could be. That's a good answer. Not the answer, but that's a good answer. That's more 75% of people probably would have said that. This is 25% of people said that they would do what with an extra hour during the day. Hold on to that thought. Kyle, I'll get your answer in a moment. Let's head over to the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today. Lone Star Light 6-pack coming their way. Hello? 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 You've answered the phone.
Hello?
Yes, who is this?
It's Grandma Carolyn.
Oh, Grandma Gibson.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if we can give you this prize because we've got a 6-pack of Lone Star Light coming your way. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean 2 tickets.
I'll take it.
I mean 2 tickets to Lone Star Lights at Carolina Creek. I'm sorry, it's the wrong show. I apologize. So no Lone Star Light, but 2 tickets to Lone Star Lights. Grandma Gibson, how you doing?
I will cherish that.
Okay.
Yes, I have a new, it's my cousin's grandson, actually, but they live at Grand Ranch, and he's 5. He will love it.
Awesome. Have you been before?
No, I've not been, but I've heard wonderful things about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do have another.
Yeah.
I do
we'll
have.
get into that.
What have you been up to? How are things going?
We're going pretty well now. Yeah, just one day at a time, doing well.
Well, you've been watching our show for almost a year or longer than that. So
longer.
I just wanted to say, thank the good Lord you're still with us, that you're watching, because, this show, I don't know where it's going to go. And I figured after a week you'd have tuned us out, but you're still with us. So thank you.
I love it. I love it, and having my coffee and just listening to you. I love it.
Now, quick question: what do you think of Kyle over here? It was his first time being on the show. What do you want to say to Kyle? He's here with us this morning, Carolyn.
I think he needs to come more often.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, maybe we need to start paying him to come on the show then.
You don't got to pay
there
him.
You go. There you go.
All right, Grandma Gibson. Well, hey, we love you. God bless you. Deneen's got one final question for you.
What are you thankful for?
Oh, I am so thankful today that it's such a beautiful day and that fall is finally here.
Praise the Lord for that. Yes, ma'am. Well, hey, God bless you. We'll have those tickets. You know where to get them, and we'll have them here for you. God bless you, Carolyn.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, she's been watching our show for
She's such a
I said
good person.
after a week, I figured, boy, she'd probably tune out. She's been with us. She's still with us and just enjoying being on the show. And we had a lot of people. We've had about 30. Let me look here. 31 text messages that have came in this week just for those tickets. And a lot of new people. It's just the randomizer picks, and it was Carolyn today. So
she's a good person.
25 hours a day, 25% of people surveyed said they would do what, Kyle, that extra hour?
I'm going to have to go with bathroom. Going with, World Toilet Day.
Yeah.
An extra little bit on the throne.
Yeah.
And right before shower.
Well, Earl, I think I'm going to spend an extra hour in here. I'm going to get me a Lone Star Light and just hang out in the old toiletry section. Wasn't it? It was exercise is the word. Exercise. So there you go. I think that'll wrap it up. It's been a fun day, so thank y'all for being here today. And we're going to continue celebrating good. For more information about Guardian Defense, where are y'all at? What have y'all been up to at Guardian Defense, by the way? I know classes and a lot going on. Give us some updates, Kyle.
Well, we've been doing a lot with the range. Doing great. It is $25 per person, but it is not timed. It is straight up just $25. You shoot however much you want. If you bring all the ammunition you have in your arsenal, pay $25, you can shoot all of it. That's just up to you. That's been doing really great. We've had a few people for TDC who are trying to take their rifle exams. They want to get better. They want to do better, so they'll come out and we'll try to teach them. With deer season coming on, or being in rifle season, we'll sight in a lot of rifles, and that's working out great. I do believe there is a gun show, not this weekend.
This weekend
it's this
in
weekend
Conroe.
in Conroe. Brought to you by High Caliber.
High Caliber. That we will be there, and just kind of one of those things we do. And then there's classes. I think the weekend after. Next weekend after that, Sunday is LTC class.
Perfect. All right. Well, more information online, GuardianDefenseLLC.com. You can get the phone number and the contact information there. We appreciate Deneen, Jason, and the Thompson and Curley families. Just love y'all. Appreciate all that y'all do. And so glad to have Kyle here now, too, man.
Oh, yes.
Well, that'll wrap it up, friends. We love you. We'll be back at it tomorrow, Wednesday. Hey, we're going to have our good friend Weldon Wallace joining us, the owner of TCS Flooring, also Tom Foolery's. He's going to be talking a little bit about just their decision to close down Tom Foolery's. We always have positive news and uplift, but Weldon is a very positive guy, but he wants to share a few things and come on the show tomorrow. So we're excited to have Weldon as we say thank you to him and the great opportunity that they provided for this community. And we just love him and their family as well. So make sure you join us tomorrow, 7:30. Kay and Rick Boning, tomorrow's promise, will be with us. Friends, as I wrap up today, I want to say thank you as always for being a part of this show. Big thank you to Steph, Vallie, of course, Kyle and Deneen as well from Guardian Defense. And I'll end it like this, like I always do, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not, friends. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow morning, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it bright and early. And you know what? We'll see you, Deneen and Kyle. See you guys.
See you, Rob.